Hey guys, it's SpeedyChick. I know it's been a while since I put a video out there, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to call these videos that I've recorded in what we'll say is the before times, we'll call these SpeedyChick's archive videos. And I'm going to put a couple of these out. These are videos that I was working on and never really got around to finishing, or I wasn't really happy with how it was, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to voice over the stuff that I didn't really like the finished content, didn't make the cut, and we're going to put some videos out there. I'm actually waiting on parts for the projects that I have on the go right now, and we're going to see what we can get in the near future. Thanks for watching. Let me know what you think. What's going on, guys? So we've done about 3,000 miles-ish on the Ram since it came down from Ontario. So it's ready for an oil change, and we're gonna do, I said I was gonna do a Seafoam video, and I'm gonna, because this thing has around, we'll say around 200,000 miles on it. So we're actually gonna do the combo kit, and you can get this at the parts stores. There are Chrysler equivalents, there are GM equivalents. GM has their EOS, Chrysler has their combustion chamber conditioner. This is an the fuel, the oil, and the intake system conditioners. This is like 20 bucks at Advance or AutoZone or any parts store, really. Anyway, we're gonna run this through. It is running right now. There's not a whole lot of noise, but there is a little tiny bit of lifter tick, and I mean, it happens. This thing's got some mileage on it, so we're gonna run it through the crankcase. It's dinging for an oil change anyway, so I'll do that a little later this week. I won't include that in this video, but you know, it will help a little bit. We run premium oil anyway. We run a premium, the Pennzoil Platinum synthetic oil, 5W20 as required. And that does a great job of cleaning up as it is, but it does help to add a little bit of conditioner right before oil change. The other trick that I like doing is I will actually run ATF +4 as a top-up for the last 100 miles before an oil change, and that will clean up as well. That's mostly detergent, so that works really good. I've gotten rid of wrist pin slap in cars before with that. So anyway, this video, Seafoam or combustion chamber cleaner, or I forget what GM calls it. Anyway, we're gonna do that, and stay tuned. So as you can tell, there's a little bit of ticking going on. A lot of that noise you're hearing is the injector tick because the intake cover's off, but there is a little bit of a bottom noise or a little bit of lifter tick going on. So the first thing, as Seafoam tells you, we're gonna do the engine oil additive. And you can add this stuff to the fuel, and you add it to the engine oil. I'm gonna open it here. So anyway, this is a 16-ounce bottle. This truck holds 25 gallons of fuel, so we're actually gonna put most of this in here. When we're doing the crankcase, you add 1 ounce for each quart of oil. So we'll put 6 ounces. This is a 7-quart fill. I'm gonna not even measure it. So we're gonna do a splash of it, do a shot. We're gonna let it run. You won't get an update on this, but it's going to help just a little bit. And as for this stuff, which is in more plastic wrap, you get this great hose, and we're gonna actually do a little bit. We're gonna actually run it through this air temp sensor. He's got this cold air intake on it that doesn't really fill that well. We're gonna see what we can do with that. But anyway, one thing to take note, if you're working on a vehicle with a mass airflow sensor, is they give you this straw so that you can put it into the ducting but then seal everything else up, because you will throw fault codes trying to run this through. And don't put this through the mass airflow sensor. If you're running on a car that has a mass airflow sensor, don't spray this at the mass airflow sensor. It will piss it off royally. And then you're buying a mass airflow sensor. So anyway, we got it up to temperature. Now the instructions tell you, run the engine a little off idle. It generally says around 1,000 RPM. Because this intake is an active intake, it actually, the air comes in through the bottom, and then the air gets sucked up and goes through the runners into the engine. I like running them a little higher. I like running them at around 1,200 RPM just to kind of get a little bit more port velocity. You're not even going to see the throttle body because I'm just going to pull out this cold air, this air temp sensor right here, and I'm going to spray in right here. So I'm just going to get this set up, and then we'll put in some oil conditioner and run it. I'm going to put the rest in the fuel tank, and then we'll do the Seafoam. We're just gonna put the rest of this in here. All right, so right on the can, it shows you how to set this up so that you can do this. If your car has an idle air controller, you need to go around it. So it actually needs to go through the throttle shaft. You can't just do the set RPM like you can on a drive-by-wire. This one, and you take this really, really ridiculous spray hose, and we're gonna go in through there. I like keeping the can vertical just because it, you get the last of the stuff in the bottom. Now, unfortunately, I can't control the idle air at the same time, so I'm going to get my lovely assistant to hold the throttle for me, and that'll help. Okay, so we're at like 1300 RPM, which is good enough. And we're gonna start spraying. Alright, so it's been roughly an hour or so that we've let this thing soak. Probably, maybe a bit longer. And we're gonna go take it for a drive. Hopefully we don't get pulled over for it smoking so much. And there's the smoke. That's just the oil change reminder. Woo! That's a good smoke show. So we're gonna see, there's the cloud. So usually what I do is I bump it down into first or second gear. I give some time for traffic. In second gear once we get past the police station. This is probably best done on a country back road, but I like to let it sit for an hour and really soak in. I find that really gets it useful. You could do it in town. I have had people scream at me, your car's on fire, your car's on fire, so just be aware that people will be freaking out at the fact that all of a sudden your car is smoking like crazy. Go around the car on the side of the road. It's kind of hard to tell over the fan right now that you have the air conditioning on, but some of that lifter tick or bottom end tick has gone away, so we're not really sure what it is, but there's some valve train or bottom end noise that's gone away. Whether that's a combination of the combustion chamber cleaner, basically the Seafoam top end cleaner, or whether that's that crankcase treatment that's kicking in, it has improved. So, you know, I recommend doing this stuff, you know, I would say every 10,000 miles. It really doesn't hurt, especially before an oil change. It's pretty handy. So we're gonna wrap up. Thanks for watching, guys. This is one of the archive videos, and hopefully I'll have some new content very soon as my parts arrive.